Greetings to the Sollu Kaburz podcast listeners and viewers. Hopefully, more listeners than viewers, which is my actual vision. But nevertheless, greetings everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of a podcast with a wonderful guest. And I call him wonderful guest because any guest who is a very, very old friend of mine is always a wonderful guest, and it is wonderful to meet them after a long, long time. And it is very weird that the person sitting in front of me, he's Mr. Sashank. He's the founder and the co-creator of iMovie Junction YouTube channel. I'll talk about those things in a bit, but let me talk a little about our friendship. We go back almost 10 years, if I'm not wrong, Anna, right?
Yeah,
We
almost,
almost go
almost.
back 10 years, and I am describing him as this amazing friend, but believe me, I am seeing his face for the first time right now,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And I believe it's the same with you. We have spoken on phone, and we have
I
mostly.
only got a chance to watch your videos, skydiving and all that.
Thank you.
Never spoke to you through video or met
Yeah,
you in
we never
person.
saw each other's face, right? So that is the
Yeah, yeah,
beauty of friendships in social media era. There is too much scrap told about how what a waste social media is, and how all everyone on social media are fake. I believe I can speak for myself, and I believe I have met some wonderful, smarter, more successful people online than I have met in my real life. And I hope it's the same experience with you. And you are one of those friends who fall in this category of my wonderful online friends who with whom I might have never met in my life. But
thank you for that.
we connect on a level that we might connect if we had met in real, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
Shashank,
true.
yep, sorry. Shashank goes back 10 years when I came across his iMovie channel Junction. I'm sorry, iMovie Junction channel,
Um,
which is one of the earliest Telugu short film YouTube channels to ever start, at least in the realm of uh, Telugu audience, right? Yes, there were many others, but you can call iMovie Junction as one of the earliest. I would dare to say it one of the top five most earliest short film YouTube channels for Telugu, if I'm not
I
wrong.
wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know if I'm in the top five,
Because
but
yeah,
yeah.
I started using internet from 2008 or something, and
Okay.
I don't know if I've come across. I may have missed something, but these are the first few things, because I made a short film, and the wonderful curator and the wonderful that person with the wonderful eye for talent that Mr. Shashank is, he saw my short film,
Time
and
bomb.
yeah, Time Bond, and he promoted my short film on his channel, due to which I received recognition. And because of that short film and that channel, I have met some great filmmakers, some great film critics, from the
Awesome.
comments, from the likes, from the arguments that I have had on your page, in the YouTube comments, in the
Okay.
Facebook comments. For example, Krishna Sandeep is someone I
Uh,
have met through the arguments and commenting under your channel's umbrella. And I have met someone like Vidyadnani. Do you remember Vidyadnani by any chance?
yeah, 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 yeah. We
Yeah.
released his first graphic short film on our channel itself. I think it's still there. I just don't remember the name clearly.
Precisely. So I've met, the point I'm trying to make is, this channel has added so many wonderful people from whom I have learned so much. And the all karta karma kriya dhata. I'm very bad with Telugu, but right, about
That's
he is the jud, and he's the root of he is the root of the channel. So I thought it would be more than appropriate, and I was more than excited to invite to him, and I'm very glad he agreed to speak to us, sir. And I can go on about this person forever, but we'll just begin and let him speak as well. Welcome to the podcast, first of all,
thank you, thank you,
Shankar.
thank you for having me. Thank you
What
for
what what
having
what
me.
what?
And
Yeah, go on.
yeah, and I don't know how much of the credit I can take for what you have just said. I'm sure that I just wanted to create a platform where talent is promoted rather than the commerciality behind any of filmmaking. So yeah, it's good to know that a lot of people that you just mentioned, Vidya Thani, Krishna Sarli, yeah, all these are guys whom I also met through short films and had good, great discussions with. It's always good to know that you all met through this platform. Yeah, that means the ideology behind this idea did work out well. So yeah, it's really nice to know that.
Brilliant, brilliant. Did you imagine that when you speak of platform, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That is the exact thing I'm trying to thank you for, because the platform was not there and you gave it to people who you thought were unique, and who you thought won't be recognized by other channels. I mean, there were other channels. There was Runway
yeah,
Reel, there was
yeah.
iClick, but there was something unique to your channel and your platform, which will come to it later. But we will just take it from the top. We will just go way, way,
Mm.
way, way back. Can you tell about who you are, where you are from, and how you ended up starting iMovie Junction YouTube channel, and we'll go on from there.
If, way back should be when I was born, so I won't go that far.
Yep,
But yeah, I would say the insect of movies was. There was no insect of movies that bit me.
you
It
are a
was
movie buff.
yeah, I was a movie buff, but it was not an insect which bit me. It was my father who actually. I would say it came through the blood actually, rather than an insect biting me. My father was a great movie buff, and he also watched pretty much all kinds of movies without any classification or any particular interest. And that's how I got introduced at a very young age. Probably I wouldn't even remember the movies I watched when as a baby also. So movie was something that was always there in our house. Every day, probably every alternate day, a movie was playing in our house, no matter where we were. Uh, we were in a country where there was no Indian movies also, but still cassettes used to come back then. And then slowly, I think that insect kept. I mean, that was there inside me for a long time, and
The seed.
as yeah, yeah, that seed was always there inside me. My dad tried to get me into movies. I mean, but I was never so much keen to act or work in movies or anything. I was more like an audience, you could say. You could play a movie on mute and I would still watch it. That's how keen I am when I'm watching a movie, because it was always and the acting that I got connected to them, the language that they were speaking. So yeah, so my dad used to make jokes that with Operation Theatre lo vettesi టీవీ ఆన్ చేస్తే చాలు, ఎనస్థీషియా కూడా ఇవ్వకల్లా సర్జరీ చేసేది, టీవీ చూస్తూ కూర్చుంటాడు, సర్జరీ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా కూడా అయిపోతుంది. సో that was how much I was connected to watching anything actually. I didn't know the difference between a serial or a movie back then. All it was the acting ని చూసి నేను కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయాను. సో నాకు ఎప్పుడు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి లాంగ్వేజ్ బ్యారియర్ కూడా లేకుండే. యాక్చువల్లీ వి వాచ్డ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ చైనీస్ మూవీస్ యాస్ కిడ్స్.
Huh.
మా నేబర్స్ వర్ చైనీస్. అది అర్థం కాదు, బట్ వెన్ యూ వాచ్ ఇట్ యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్. సో
Hmm.
అందుకనే ఐ ఆల్వేస్ బిలీవ్ మూవీ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇస్ అ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఇట్ it doesn't matter what language you make it in, it itself is a language. It can communicate well if you have obviously actors should also believe in it, then only you can make successful movies. So yeah, atla journey movies అవన్నీ అయ్యి I studied schooling in 4 different places. So and I was also away from parents for quite some time, at a hostel గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ దగ్గర అక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. So I would say then inter was in Vizag, and then masters was in Chennai. Sorry, degree was in Chennai, masters was in Sydney. So I also met a lot of people throughout the journey, and I tried. Nagu chinnappudu when I was with my grandparents, in the whole colony, I was the only kid.
Okay.
I'm talking about when I was in 5th to 8th standard. So I didn't the only way I would అంటే టైం పాస్ కి నాకు ఏంటంటే బాల్ తీసుకుని గోడ కొట్టి క్యాచ్ పట్టుకున్నాను అంతే తెలుసు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ అ వైల్ అదైనా బోర్ కొడుతుంది. అండ్ మా తాతగారు వాజ్ వెరీ స్ట్రిక్ట్, నో వాచింగ్ మూవీస్.
Okay.
But he would allow me to watch movies on Saturdays and Sundays on DD.
Okay.
Hindi and Telugu. అప్పుడంతా బ్లాక్ అండ్ వైట్ మూవీస్ ఇవే వచ్చేవి ఎక్కువ. అండ్ దిస్ వాజ్ వాట్ ఎర్లీ 90s. ఇంకా కేబుల్ ఐ థింక్ జస్ట్ వాజ్ అబౌట్ టు కమ్. కేబుల్
నువ్వు నాకు నచ్చావు ఏజ్, నో నాట్ సారీ, శివ ఏజ్. శివ, గోవింద గోవింద గోవింద.
I'm talking about early 90s, literally early 90s, 91, 92, 93 ఆ టైంలో. 93 I think cable TV got introduced, at least ఊర్లో 93 లో వచ్చింది. అండ్ అప్పుడు ఇంకా ఎక్కువ మూవీస్ చూడటం మొదలైంది నాకు. సో మూవీ అనేది ఎప్పుడు వదలలే.
You didn't so obviously went to masters to Sydney, Australia, right? So you never got a thought to study something in the movie, like you never had a thought to go to film school or something like that. You're just an admirer of the art.
I was die-hard fan of movies as an audience. Never got an idea of acting, working, directing, writing, nothing. అసలు అది ఏది I never knew all that. అంటే ఒకసారి మూవీ స్టార్ట్ అయితే ఐ నెవర్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ హూ వాస్ బిసైడ్ మీ, హూ వాస్ నాట్. నేను మూవీలో ఉండేవాడిని అంతే. అంటే ఐ ఆల్వేస్ కాల్డ్ మై సెల్ఫ్ ది యాక్టింగ్, అంతే, ద రైట్ ఆడియన్స్. ఈవెన్ టుడే, లైక్ okay, I'll come back to even today and a story later, because that is connected again to iMovie Junction.
Yeah.
But yeah, so movie was always a part. Now about my education, so degree was in Bachelor's of Computer Application from University of Madras. Then Sydney Kelly, I did Masters in Information Systems. Again, as you know, it's nothing connected to movies.
You are in IT career.
Yeah,
IT-ish.
literal IT career, and I was also top of my college and in IT. But still, I never loved IT. For some reason, I never loved it.
Nobody does. నాకేమైనా నచ్చిందా? Did I love electronics?
Also there was no one to actually guide you. You just follow what someone tells you, some elder tells you, and okay, so that those are the only options that exist.
Yeah.
Only I mean, there are times I felt at least someone would have told me about farmers, maybe I would have opted that. Movies ఎప్పుడు ఆలోచించలే. ఎన్నిసార్లు ఆలోచించినా I never felt movies ఎవరైనా చెప్పుకుంటేనే అందులోకి వెళ్ళేవాడిని, అది ఎప్పుడు ఆలోచించిన. సో యా, మాస్టర్స్ లో సిడ్నీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు అక్కడ, బికాస్ ఐ వాజ్ alone for a long time, and roommates ఉండేవారు. దెన్ ఐ వాజ్ ఆల్సో as a paying guest for a long time, and బోర్ కొట్టే టైంలో I had inculcated an habit. Every day I would watch one movie, every day, every night. Without watching it, I wouldn't go to sleep. అదేంటంటే then I had friends from China, then I had a friend from Japan, I had a friend from Indonesia, Indians also. I had Marathi friends, and then Punjabi and Gilandaru. So they used to suggest me some movies, and then I watched a lot of international movies akada. Though I did my bachelor's from University of Madras, then Tamil cinema lekku chudaleda. And then Sydney lo somehow I got introduced a lot to Tamil movies, and I connected well actually. And I laughed also a lot.
దూరంగా వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మన కొండలు బాగుంటాయి.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, దగ్గరికి వెళ్తే ఏముండదు, రాళ్ళు తప్పలు తప్ప. అదే అట్లాగే ఉండేది. సో యా, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ తో పాటు మూవీ ఎప్పుడు వదలలే. అది ఏమంటారు, సీడ్ కాస్త చిన్న ప్లాంట్ అయ్యి, ప్లాంట్ కాస్త చెట్టు అయ్యి, అట్లాగే ఉంటుంది ఇంకా.
రైట్. సో you came back to India, and then you are still, what were you doing after coming back to India? Why did you come back? You could have stayed there. Why did you come back?
I stayed in Sydney, say, for 6 years, and I had to come back because my father wasn't doing well. And I always believed that family first, everything next. So I was at a time where I had applied for a PR, and maybe if I would have stayed for another year or so, I would have got it. But my, like I said, the family first, everything next. PR రాకపోయినా ఏముంది పర్లేదు, I can still survive. So వచ్చేసాను అప్పుడు ఇండియా. Came back in 2010, and then I joined my friend's company who was already into animation, and I joined as an operations head for the company. Yeah. Because of my experience in different fields, అంటే నేను సిడ్నీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆడ్ జాబ్స్ గా you could say I worked in hotel as a room attendant, and then I worked in a supermarket, and then I worked for a fruit juice shop, and because odd jobs you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then when my education was over, in the same one of the supermarkets I was working, I joined as a network assistant. Because networking was a big part of their chain. And then I also used to do the customer service for them. So it was half and half. I became the first Indian to be the customer service manager ఆ store కి అప్పుడు. So yeah, నాకు అప్పుడు ఏంటంటే because of customer service ని ఎందుకు వదలలేదంటే somehow I always felt connected to people. అంటే వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడితే ఒక ఎక్సైట్మెంట్ ఉండేది. అట్లానే నేను I talk a lot with people whom I get connected to, but customer service is something that you have to talk to people even though you're not connected. So that was almost by the end. When I was coming back, I was offered a senior position in one of the retail chains and all that. IT lo, yeah, as I said, I was working in networking already.
Yeah. So you were into animation.
But yeah, because I chose to come back. Yeah, so then I came back here, worked for a company called IMovie, which was owned by my friend himself.
Yep.
Degree friend. And he had very good client base, and from Bombay, Delhi. We were doing animations for schools. Actually, a school concept నెమ్మదిగా తీసుకొస్తున్నారు. They wanted to introduce animation.
You're talking about 2000. You're talking about 2010. Okay.
10, early 11.
Okay.
So animation, I learned a lot about animation akkada. That is where I started watching animated movies with a little difference.
Okay.
Because I understood the work behind it.
Right.
Work behind it అప్పుడు అర్థమైంది.
ముందు చిన్న పిల్లలు ముందు you were like brushing the.
I love watching it.
Yeah.
I never.
But you had a different perspective.
Yeah. Completely different perspective. And also movies లో VFX అనేది కూడా అక్కడే తెలుసుకున్నాను. VFX ఎక్కడ వాడుతున్నారు. I started observing. Okay, ఇక్కడ VFX వాడారు, ఇక్కడ వాడుండొచ్చు. ఇంకా అప్పటికి 2010 కి I don't think there was too much VFX in any industry except Hollywood. Hollywood వదిలేస్తే I'm talking about Indian industries. VFX was not a big thing అప్పటికి. Maybe 1 or 2 came అంతే.
Especially not much in Telugu, I believe. I think so.
Yeah, not much in Telugu. అంటే చాలా తక్కువ ఉండింది. I don't remember the names on the top of my head, but ఉన్నాయి అప్పటికి ఉన్నాయి. But the only thing is that అప్పటికి కంప్యూటర్ గ్రాఫిక్స్ అనేది ఈవెన్ ఇండస్ట్రీ వాజ్ అడాప్టింగ్ ఇట్.
రైట్.
అప్పుడు దాకా కెమెరా గ్రాఫిక్స్ ఉండేది.
యప్.
సో యా, అక్కడ వర్క్ చేయడం నాకు అట్లా హెల్ప్ అయింది. I started observing it bit by bit, shot by shot, scene by scene,
frame by frame.
అంటే అది కూడా రావడానికి అదేంటంటే we got one project about boom and bust. If you remember 2008 లో there was a crash, US market.
Yes.
And I was in Australia actually.
Yes.
So I saw first hand of boom and bust. I saw it first hand because first country to get affected because of that was Australia.
Okay.
6 a.m. news, around 50,000 jobs were lost, and by the evening 10 times were lost. So first country to be affected was Australia. So then the animation company worked just now. There was a team who wanted us to make a complete 45-minute VFX video on boom and bust, and they just told us the story. There was no writing; they just explained. because I was there firsthand. I understood whatever they were saying clearly, and obviously I had to understand the subject a little bit, and the economics paranga. But there was no one who could write a script, it in a script format.
Okay.
So appudu I googled to understand how a script is written. A movie script example తీసుకుందాము అని చెప్పేసి. So I found Titanic and few other big movie scripts up online. And దాన్ని తీసుకుని as it is రాయకూడదు, because this is VFX అని చెప్పేసి I added a few more headlines to every point. ఇదన్నమాట డైలాగ్ ఇది ఉంటుంది, ఆడియో ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఇవి ఉంటాయి, వీడియో ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఇవి ఉంటాయి, ఈ షాట్ లో అట్లా బ్రేక్ డౌన్ చేసుకుంటూ I think I wrote that script for almost 10 days. And see, again, I'm not a movie. I never wanted to get into movies. So yeah, that is how I had the first experience of script writing.
Okay.
And then there is one thing I always believe since childhood. There is a way to do things, and then there is your way to do it.
True.
Okay? There might be 1,000 rules. You inculcate those rules and add your own flavor to it, and then it'll be even more easier for you to execute it.
Yeah.
But script ilage rayali అని అంటారు, బట్ నాకు అర్థం అవ్వాలి అంటే అట్లా రాస్తూ నాకు కావాల్సినట్టు కూడా యాడ్ చేసుకుంటే నాకు ఇంకా ఈజీగా. సో అట్లాగే నేను స్క్రిప్ట్ రైటింగ్ ఫార్మాట్ అట్లాగే ఉంచి ఐ యాడెడ్ a few more things to it,
right,
to make it easier for anyone to understand.
Right. So that happened, and then you were writing the script in 2010, 11, something
10,
like that.
10 only.
And then what happened? And then I think that was around. How did you go from there to iMovie Junction?
Okay, so funny thing, 2010 ending, I met my wife. I then marriage fix అయింది. We got married in early 2011. And
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I think we met in 2012 then. I mean, it is not in 2010.
In 2013.
13. Yep, 13.
13, yeah, 13.
Yep, 12 December, I guess. Yeah.
After
because it was my last year in college. I remember that very clearly.
Yeah.
So it should be 2012 Q4 and Q1 Q2 of 2013. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go on. You met your wife and go on.
Yeah. So I won't go into details of that.
No.
Yeah. So
how did you go to iMovie Junction?
Yeah. I'm going fast towards that.
Right.
So my wife is a person who doesn't watch movies. Tanu 3 సంవత్సరాలకు ఒక మూవీ చూస్తుంది ఆ టైప్.
Okay.
So marriage అయిన తర్వాత I started taking out to movies, and ఒక week లో we went to almost 8 movies in the theater.
Wow.
And then ఇంట్లో కూర్చోబెట్టి డాడీ చూసేవారు ఎట్లా. సో డాడ్ పాత మూవీస్ చెప్తుంటే ఆ పాత మూవీస్ డాడ్ కి టీవీలో పెడుతున్నప్పుడు తను కూడా కూర్చొని చూడమనేవాడిని, తను చూసేది. సో సడన్లీ గాట్ ఇంటూ మూవీస్ అన్నమాట. దానివల్ల అంటే షీ గాట్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ టు అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ మూవీస్. అప్పుడు దాకా ఇంగ్లీష్ మూవీస్ కూడా చూసేది కాదు. So this way, once when we went to one of the Telugu movies, I don't remember which one exactly, then choosy, I was like, where is this, filmmaking going, and a feeling also. As an audience, I was getting bored of watching the same repetitive things. Like I said, I never thought as a filmmaker. I always thought as an audience. There might be fans who would have loved any movie that was coming out by a big hero, big director, but I was not that. I'm still not a fan of any hero. Okay, I respect two guys, Kamalasan and Rajnikant, because they could achieve something, but that no one could in their own way. Though, see, Kamalasan experimented acting to the next level. If you ask. ఎన్ని ఫ్లాప్లు ఉన్నాయి పక్కన పెడితే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ భయంకరంగా.
ట్రూ.
అండ్ రజనీకాంత్, హీ వాజ్ రెస్పెక్టెడ్ ఫర్ హిస్ స్టైల్, నో మ్యాటర్ వేర్ ఆర్ హౌ. అండ్ ఎనీ అదర్ యాక్టర్ హు అటెంప్టెడ్ ఇట్, ఎంత మెచ్చుకున్నా ఒక జోక్ అనేది ఎప్పుడు అసోసియేట్ అయ్యి ఉండేది. అంటే కామికల్ గా చూసేవారు.
Yeah.
ఇదేంటంటే కామికల్ గా ఉన్న యాక్సెప్ట్ బాగా చేసేవారు. సో వాళ్ళిద్దరికి నేను అట్లా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యా. బట్ అట్లానే వాళ్ళకి డై హార్డ్ ఫ్యాన్స్ అయితే నేను. సో ఐ వాస్ దట్ కైండ్. ఈవెన్ టుడే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఎ ఫ్యాన్ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ హీరో, ఎనీ డైరెక్టర్, any movie
But
that comes, I watch
you
it as
you were getting tired of the repetitiveness of the movies that you're watching around
yes,
2011-ish,
11,
11-ish. Yeah.
early 11. So then I thought, okay, I'll start writing reviews.
You wrote reviews. Wow, this is new. Okay.
Initially, yeah. That is where the actual idea of iMovie Junction came.
Okay.
iMovie Junction started during our honeymoon.
Okay.
Idea appudu ochindi. And I created a page, Facebook lo page and a blog, and I started writing reviews. And soon, in probably in 2 months, I realized there's no point in writing reviews, because there were heroes రాసే అంతమంది లేరు అప్పుడు. బట్ వాట్ ఐ అండర్స్టూడ్ ఇస్, రాసేం ప్రయోజనము, వాడు చూసినా నవ్వేసి ఊరుకుంటాడు, లేదా అర్థం చేసుకునేవాడు అర్థం చేసుకుంటాడు. బట్ అప్పటికి ఇండస్ట్రీలో అర్థం చేసుకునే వాళ్ళు చాలా తక్కువ మంది. ఓకే, అప్రిషియేట్ చేస్తే ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ అనేవాళ్ళు, అప్రిషియేట్ చేయకపోతే ఓకే రైట్ అనుకునే వాళ్ళు ఉండేది. సో ఐ అండర్స్టూడ్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో పాయింట్ ఇన్ ఇట్. హౌ కెన్ ఐ బ్రింగ్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద ఇండస్ట్రీ అన్న ఒక ఇది ఉండేది నాకు.
So wait a minute, you were writing Facebook posts on your Facebook page. There was no concept of a video yet. There was no YouTube channel yet.
No.
Okay. Right.
No
okay.
YouTube channel. There was only a blog and a page.
Okay. You write the blog, you share the link.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You did this for 2 months.
That happened only for 2 months.
Okay.
And then soon I realized this is not the way a change can come in the industry. And then one day while I was browsing, I came across a short film. And it blew my mind. ఎప్పుడు మర్చిపోతా షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ పేరు, బట్ ఐ రిమెంబర్ ద డైరెక్టర్ Sashank Kanagala.
Okay.
It was made in black and white, but concept was mind blowing. And then slowly, when I was processing that in my mind, I felt maybe these are the guys whom we should start promoting, because these guys are the future feature filmmakers.
True.
And only if their talent is spread properly or promoted properly, the feature films will get better. Our idea వచ్చింది. That is when iMovie Junction turned from review writing to promoting short film. Our idea appudu వచ్చింది.
Excellent.
And in September 2011, we released a first short film on iMovie Junction made by Pawan Sadhaneni.
Okay.
And it was called Love Formula 31.
ఈ పేరు ఎక్కడో విన్నాను. What is he doing now?
Pawan Sadhaneni has directed, if I'm not wrong, 3 feature films now. One is Prema Ishq Kadal was his first debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Savitri, Nara Roy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So back in 2011, there were 3 main short film makers. Pawan Sadhaneni was only 5 short films old.
Okay.
He was a young guy actually, compared to the other 2. Sashank Kanagala, he had a team.
Right.
Fish Pond Entertainment, if I'm not wrong, they called their production house. They had all different type of concept. Ante manaki ante Christopher Nolan movie antam kada, not everyone will get connected easily to it. You have to watch it again, or you need to understand the depth in it. I won't compare it to that level, but yeah, different concept ever thoraga connect avani.
You were fascinated that there is something parallel happening, and which is not equal to the one that you're seeing in your theaters. But you also came across a world of filmmakers who are trying to do something different, and you were fascinated by it.
Yeah. Sujit Sen, the director of Saho.
Saho director. Yep. You promoted one of his short films, did you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't release it on our channel, but we promoted it back then. Back then, we didn't have a rule that you have to release a short film on our channel. So, yeah, because the idea was I was the only one, and it was my part time. It was not like I was just doing iMovie Junction and all. This was something of out of my passion for films. I started doing it, and I wanted better films to watch. So yeah, అందుకని I was doing this.
Excellent line. I wanted
So
better
that is
films
how
to
this
watch.
came.
Yeah. Excellent line.
Ante.
I wanted better
So
films to watch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So these were the three guys. Evaru Pawan Sadneni, Hussein Shakiran's team, and Sujit Sain.
Right.
So these three guys were the short filmmakers in 2011. And
I'm sorry.
yeah,
What did Hussein Shah Kiran do now? I mean, what is his
he
portfolio
did
right
one
now?
feature film.
Hmm.
He did one feature film. Unfortunately, it did not run well in the theaters.
But
Sorry, I don't remember the
s-
name exactly.
he made it, sir. He
I
made
don't
it
know
through your
what he's
platform.
doing now.
Yeah, he made it
I
through your
don't know
platform.
through my platform, but at least I'm happy that I touched
You tapped into his.
Sujit also.
Yeah.
So I mean, Sujit, even Hiroski, if I message him hi, he will respond with a hi. So if that friendship is there, I wouldn't say we are regularly in touch and all that. Sahur teaser వచ్చినప్పుడు I messaged him. It's really interesting. I would like to know what are these guys doing? Flying in the air. Until you will know once the movie releases. So yeah, అట్లాగా ఎప్పుడైనా Hussein Shakiran I didn't have much communication with, but I always communicated when he was making short films.
Hmm.
Pavan Sadhaneni, yeah, again, hi అన్నప్పుడు hi, we still have that rapport. And then in 2012, and iMovie Junction was a one-man army,
Right.
always.
There is no team back
Until
then.
there was no team until 2014.
Right. And
So I learned. Hmm,
go on,
yeah,
go on,
yeah.
go on. Sorry.
Now I learned social media by myself. Where to share, how to promote. Uh, I never believed, just sharing a poster or a teaser is all enough. Uh, there was there are more ways to, people don't come to you. You need to go to the people. Promotion antene adi. So what
Exactly.
are the ways? About groups, movie groups join avadam, movie groups lo share cheyadam. And there were only two other channels which were releasing. One was new, one was old. Telugu one and Runway Reel in 2011. So I think Runway Reel released sometime in 2010, 11, if I'm not wrong. Telugu one was there when I was in Sydney only. So Telugu one
The
ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఉంది.
so you had other Telugu short film channels, all right? So general గా
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is people's perception? Already ఎవడో చేస్తున్నాడు, నువ్వేం కొత్త చేస్తావు? So there's something already there. What is the point of you starting something else? So I want to ask you the same question.
So there was
What was the point of you starting something else when there were other channels? What did you want to bring unique to your channel?
సో టు అంటే నేను ఐమూవీ జంక్షన్ ని ఒకలాగా చూస్తాను, అండ్ అందరికి ఒకలా కనపడింది బేసిక్.
Okay.
Like I said before, movie itself is a language for itself. I know it's not the language you make it. So iMovie Junction నేను ఎప్పుడు తెలుగు షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ ఛానల్ లా చూడలా. Even today I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
I always looked at it as a short film platform where unique talent is promoted, and not every short film that comes to will release it and will promote it. There should be a selection process, and short films were just a thing అప్పుడు,
Exactly.
and just a thing. And Sujit was experimenting with cameras, shots that he made commercial style, but he made it in a different way. And he had his own flavor to it, his own touch to it, which was unique in ways where it was different from your regular films. Hussein Shah Kiran's stories were different. Pawan Sadhaneni's ఏమంటారు, probably a script, the way he told a story, there was always a twist in the end.
Mm-hmm.
In every of his short films. Though it is a simple conversation between a boy and a girl, ఒక twist ఉంటుంది last.
Okay.
So అట్లా వీళ్ళకి uniqueness ఉంటుంది.
But the other
And
channels were running behind which content will
yeah,
be popular, which will be more views,
yeah.
which will get more likes. But you were not worried about that. You were worried about what is something that is not getting, what is something good and different that is not getting recognition, and how I can help to.
Maybe it was already getting the recognition, but I wanted to give my extra push to it.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to be the, if they were going 10 steps ahead, I wanted to be the 11th step. I wanted to give them that extra boost. I wanted to make sure that they get that extra boost. It's not that నా వల్లే వాళ్ళకి 10 స్టెప్పులు వచ్చాయి. No, uh, I wouldn't take that much credit to what they did, because they got recognition for their work,
Yes.
not because I promoted it and నేను అనుకోను. Yeah, but I wanted to be that, like I said, that one extra step for them, to get an early recognition. Probably, if they would get in 5 years, I wanted to make sure that because of me, they get it in like 4.5 years, or in 4 years. Even earlier, it's always. So I wanted to be that. And compared to other channels, like I said, this was not a commercial platform. Never a commercial thought. iMovie Junction was not a business for me. The idea came because I was getting bored of watching the same repetitive things. As an audience, I wanted something new, and I found these guys who are making something new, and I wanted to promote. That's it. If
Right.
you're comparing to other channels, it's their business, it's their bread and butter. For
Yeah.
me, it was not bread and butter. I wanted to just boost talent.
Right.
So that was where, even today, I would say, though we are not releasing so many short films like we were back then, probably one in every 2 years we are releasing. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, that's the idea, because Heroes-ki maaku iMovie Junction is not a commercial platform. Tarvata, I think 2012, I had rules. ఎందుకంటే 2011 లో what I observed is, yeah, we were releasing some compromise అయ్యి కొన్ని రిలీజ్ అయిన కూడా ఉన్నాయి షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్స్. So that is where in 2012 April, I suppose, yeah, April, I sat down and I wanted to understand how to update iMovie Junction. So that is where the rules of selection came in. Okay, we will select the short films that we are going to release on our platform. And the first short film we released, as soon as I set those rules, was Backspace.
Oh wow! It
And
is great. It is great that you bring that up. Let me tell my audience: Backspace is made by Fanindra Narisetti, and I think, if I'm not wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. That short film was also appreciated by Ram Gopal Verma,
yeah, it was.
right? But sorry, go on from that point. The first was
Backspace did not come to me because of those rules. Backspace came to me because I contacted Fanindra Narsetti few months before its release, when he actually released a trailer or a teaser and a poster. And I was the first guy to ping him. And when he was giving me Backspace to release on iMovie Junction, he said, uh, "You were the first guy who contacted me to promote my short film. It's not that others did not
wow.
contact me after that, but you were the first one to contact." And then I actually connected to your ideology. That is why I'm giving it to you. That's what he said. And I felt very proud of the words he said, because I wanted filmmakers to connect to the ideology behind iMovie Junction. The idea is not commercial. The idea is only to promote him. If we are promoting your film, we are promoting your film, not making money out of it, not trying to talk about likes, views, and all that stuff. Did we get comments? Even if we have 1,000 views, did we get enough comments and to appreciate or
Criticize.
critique your film? Did we get that? Did we achieve that? That was the ideology behind it. So Fanindra akkada connected, and I always thank him to believing, to believe in our ideology. And Backspace came that way. So in the meantime, నేను షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడేవాడిని, చాట్ చేసేవాడిని, అంతా ఉండేది. There was one guy who approached me who was he wanted to direct a film. He didn't know script writing. So with my old experience of script writing, నేను అన్నా, okay, I'll write it down, you narrate the story. And I wrote a script for him, which never was shot actually.
Okay.
But I understood, అంటే నేను ఇదివరకులా రాయకుండా యాక్చువల్ ఫార్మాట్ లో రాశాను, యాక్చువల్ ఫిల్మ్ స్క్రిప్ట్ రైటింగ్ ఫార్మాట్ లో రాశాను. అండ్ దెన్ ఆ తర్వాత ఇంకొక ఫ్రెండ్ కి ఐ హెల్ప్డ్ ఇన్ స్క్రిప్ట్ రైటింగ్. హీ వాజ్ రైటింగ్ అ స్క్రిప్ట్, దెన్ ఐ వాజ్ హెల్పింగ్ హిమ్ అవుట్ అ బిట్. ఇట్లాగా ఇంటీరియర్ ఎక్స్టీరియర్ రాయాలి, యూ హావ్ టు మెన్షన్ హూ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద సీన్, వాట్ డైలాగ్ ఏంటి ఇక్కడ. సో నెమ్మదిగా అట్లా ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క విషయంలో హెల్ప్ చేయడం మొదలుపెట్టా. ఒకళ్ళు స్టోరీ చెప్తుంటే దాంట్లో నాకేంటంటే ఐ హ్యావ్ అ వెరీ బ్యాడ్ హ్యాబిట్, ఐ సే, ఇస్ త్వరగా లూప్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటుంది నా మైండ్కి, లూప్ హోల్స్ కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సో అంటే మేబీ ఆల్సో బికాస్ ఐ వాచ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఫిల్మ్స్, నా మైండ్ లో అట్లా వస్తుంది. బట్ ఐ డోంట్ కంపేర్ ఎనీ ఫిల్మ్ విత్ ఎనీ అదర్ ఫిల్మ్. ఐ ఓన్లీ లిసన్ ఆర్ వాచ్ ఎనీ ఫిల్మ్ ఫర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్.
Right.
And even today when I watch a film for the first time, I watch it like an audience. I don't watch it like a critic. If anyone wants me to criticize, I mean, if they want pointers for their film, I watch it 5 times before I even start writing my first point.
Right.
Because first time I want to watch it as an audience. I want to see how much I got connected to as an audience, how much I enjoyed it. I don't want to miss that part of me.
Exactly.
You know? For if you ask me, critics are those వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ టైం మొత్తం అన్ని కూర్చొని రాసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు చూసేటప్పుడు. బట్ దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ హౌ యూ క్రిటిసైజ్ అ మూవీ. యూ హ్యావ్ టు వాచ్ ఎనఫ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్ ప్రాపర్లీ. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ టైం యూ హ్యావ్ టు వాచ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అన్ ఆడియన్స్. ఆడియన్స్ ఎట్లా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు అనేది తెలుసుకోవాలి. అది తెలుసుకోవాలంటే ఫస్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు బికమ్ అన్ ఆడియన్స్.
Right.
You can't become a critic and watch a film.
Right. So 2000, you never had the pressure to increase subscribers, increase views, increase likes. You were never in this race.
I was never in the race because none of the short filmmakers whom we promoted never spoke about it, and they believed in iMovie Junction's ideology to the most.
Because the reason why I bring this point up is because what people may ask, why are you speaking with iMovie Junction? I am topa adi ani. Because it's the topeness of a person is not defined by how many million subscribers he has or how many million views he has. Although you have short films which had millions of views, we'll come to that. But that is not, numbers are not the measure of the success, right? It's the quality. It's it is what you stand for. You don't stand for money, you stand for art, you stand for promoting the art and talent, and that is what I'm trying to get at. So and you have kept on promoting good films, and which include my own average film, which I call it average, but
awesome movie, yaar. I love first thing I should say, Fussy was one of the main reasons why we selected it, because of the effort and the age that he was and the effort he put into VFX.
He was 15.
Script, storytelling, all that apart, he was the one who was the tick mark, last tick.
Okay.
He was the reason.
Okay.
So I still talk about him to a lot of short filmmakers.
Thank you, because I'm very glad. I mean, I could not imagine any other YouTube channel understanding that little effort that you had understood, and you had understood and you had pointed out. And not only my short film, you had promoted Nani's short film, which was again a science fiction short film on Kepler 2b1 and so on. And you went on establishing your own uniqueness with the content that you created, you promoted on your own channel. I want to on those same lines, I want to bring you to Madhuram. Right. what I mean, 3 2 1 go on.
So the background behind Madhuram, Fanindra never decided to give it to iMovie Junction in the first place.
Oh,
It released in February, Shivratri of
15.
2015. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I got a chance to watch the complete Madhuram without original soundtrack in December 2014. Um, అప్పటికి ఇంకా it was not decided that it will be released in iMovie Junction. But because of our friendship, he wanted to get my point of view or my understanding of it. And so he showed me the complete movie, and I really got connected to it. Because if you understand any film that we released till then, from 2012, because I'll talk about the rules వచ్చినప్పటి నుంచి, we haven't released a love-based short film.
Wow. Okay. That is interesting
Uh,
because I'm sorry to interrupt, but
no, no,
90% of the
short
Telugu
film
short film
makers.
channels, they had nothing else but
But love,
love and
romantic short
romance, the
films.
short films,
Okay.
and yeah,
Breakup, makeup.
it is not. There's nothing wrong in making those
Yeah,
movies, but
nothing wrong.
when your 90% of the content is based on a very an essential part of the life, but not the complete life itself.
Mm,
And
mm,
the way these short films were trying to show that love itself is the complete thing in life,
mm.
that was something I didn't connect with. So you never released a love-based short film on your channel for quite a while.
We, yeah, quite a while we did not. అంటే అప్పటికి నేను I did work as you could say assistant for a DOP, అంటే షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్స్ తో ట్రావెల్ చేసేవాడిని
Yep.
కాబట్టి ఈవెన్ వాళ్ళతో పాటు నేను లొకేషన్స్ కి వెళ్ళడం, షూటింగ్ చేయడం, యాక్టర్స్ కి టిప్స్ ఇవ్వడం. So I learned filmmaking through filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what I never understood, I mean, this was a question that raised in my mind in 2013-14 was, as a guy who is not interested in filmmaking, I learned so much. Why aren't short filmmakers really learning, upgrading their skills?
Yep.
2014 time ki, unfortunately, like you rightly said, everyone was making love, breakup, అవే సోది పోనీ. were they experimenting with anything in script or storytelling or deep camera work? No, they were not even experimenting. It was the same shot, same angle, same close up. That's why I was getting bored, bugged up, and అక్కడ నేను I was retaliating with short filmmakers. ఆ టైంలో I became a rebel laga with short filmmakers, and
Yep.
I had arguments with Mahesh Katti garu and all these guys, because I always fought with him about a different matter. That's okay. He was known for that. Yeah, so Madhuram Gotthutam, that is all the past. By the time of Madhuram, I had enough experience of filmmaking myself.
Yep.
And
And
నాకు ఎంత
and
కోపం
to
వచ్చి-
and to keep in the mind that you were sick and tired of the romantic short films and you have not been
yeah, yeah.
promoting. So what brought you to promote a romantic short film after many years on iMovie Junction?
So I am sure that anyone who watches Madhuram will agree to it, that it had a different perspective to short love. It was not your, though it was a regular story, the storytelling was the difference.
Precisely.
The way you get connected to it is different. It's not like your regular short film. It's not about the shots. It's also storytelling. That's where it made its mark. And Fanindra had always got that talent, of his own unique way of telling any story. Backspace was the best example, but Backspace to Madhuram, తన జర్నీ ఎలా ఉండిందో నా జర్నీ అలాగే ఉండింది.
Right.
అప్పుడు దాకా ఒక different kind of films, so అది ఇది అనుకుంటూ ప్రమోట్ చేసుకుంటూ వచ్చాం. Madhuram was the first one which, because of its unique way of
Yeah.
making, basically storytelling.
Yeah.
So yeah, Madhuram was never supposed to release on iMovie Junction. Other channels did offer him money to release it on their platform, and They were offering him more than what he spent on making it, and he had that human thought of he didn't decide. He has that one very good habit that he doesn't decide till the last
Right.
minute. So at the end, he called me one day and he said, I have decided to release it through iMovie Junction because of your ideology. I'm not thinking of money. I'm not thinking of anything. Even though I'm offered, I think you will do justice to this film. And that was a big word coming out of him for me, because my idea was that to do
Right.
justice to any film we promote. If I'm not giving the boost to it, then what's the point in starting iMovie Junction? So yeah, so that is how iMovie Junction ki Maduram వచ్చింది. And yeah, so అక్కడ ప్రమోషన్ కూడా నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి వెళ్ళింది యాక్చువల్లీ మధురం.
Mm-hmm.
We started
What
promoting
different did
Maduram.
you do?
So we started pre-release promotions, which never happened to any film, indie film or short film, till then and after that also. 3 weeks or 2 weeks before we started releasing poster and different materials that he shared, we started promoting them, releasing them. అంటే ఒక ఫీచర్ ఫిల్మ్ కూడా అంత కాంటెంట్ రిలీజ్ చేసి ఉంటారు అప్పటికి ప్రమోట్ చేయడానికి బిఫోర్ ఇట్స్ రిలీజ్. వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే టీజర్ ట్రైలర్ ఒక ఆడియో లాంచ్ పెట్టేయడం అయిపోయేది. బట్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఇండీ ఫిల్మ్స్ అండ్ షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్స్. దెర్ ఇస్ నో ట్రైలర్ లాంచ్ ఆర్ ఆడియో లాంచ్ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్. సో on social platform, releasing so much content, getting it shared on different platforms, different groups, and నెమ్మదిగా people started connecting to all these different materials that were being released. And if you don't get connected to one style, you get connected to other style of the material. So the day of release was also another big thing. Usually any filmmaker, they send us the film and then we re-upload it and keep it ready to release. Maduram did not come to us. So I gave him access, I gave him login to upload it from his end, because the film ready avvadaniki last minute ayindi, almost last minute ayindi. Upload avvadaniki chaala time patindi. It was supposed to release at 6 p.m.
Ask me about all those problems, but go on.
Yeah. So yeah, you were one of the guys who had the first hand experience on waiting for that. To our surprise, అది శివరాత్రి అవడము, మరి మధురం కంత క్రేజ్ రావడము, it got released at midnight sometime, and close to midnight or after midnight.
I remember waiting for it.
And it was probably the first one where I didn't have to promote it after its release.
Exactly.
And every night you sleep and morning you wake up and it was double the number of views. And I wouldn't say it is because of promotion only. It is because of Fanindra and his work and his way of storytelling and that. But I feel okay. At least I gave one booster to it. That's my job is done. So I was very happy with that. So
And
that
then
that's the story of Maduram.
And the movie took care of itself. And what is it running now? I mean, roughly how many views are we talking about? 60 lakhs?
Crossed,
No. How?
I really don't remember. The last was many months ago when I watched. It was at
what was the last number that you remember?
5 million something.
50 lakhs. This must have been 6 months ago. More than a year ago. So I'll tell you something. I have seen comments under Maduram, right? Where people have posted, how many of you are here watching this movie in 2020 lockdown? I have seen those comments with my own eyes. I forgot the numbers too, but believe me, they are far more than 50 lakhs.
I'll tell you, it's not that I haven't opened it. I have opened it.
You don't remember the number? Yeah.
I don't remember the number because I never cared about those numbers.
Exactly.
Like from the beginning.
Exactly. I believe there comes a point where you don't remember a movie for its numbers, but you remember the movie for the movie it was.
I always go there to see what people are talking, what people are saying. Not only that, I even watch Time Bond. I open Time Bond to see if there is any new comments,
I
what
don't think
people are
there will be
talking
any new
about.
comments, but thank you. That's very kind of you.
No, you should go and see. There will be one at least.
Hopefully.
And I'm happy. See, I wouldn't say, okay, to put it in simple words,
Right.
Madhuram, Backspace, released on one platform.
Right.
Time Bond, Future, what do you say, many other short films, many good ones actually, released on the same platform.
Thank you for including
Now,
my short film in the good list of films, but sorry, go on.
I believe that all movies that released on iMovie Junction are,
Of course, without a doubt.
good in some way or the other.
Good, of course.
Not everyone will get connected to all of them, but they're always good in some way or the other. And
Thank you.
which I felt it was different from the regular filmmakers.
Thank you.
So ఇప్పుడు మధురం చూసిన అతను he will surely go on the channel and try to watch another short film.
Okay.
That was the idea behind iMovie Junction starting
Yes.
its own YouTube channel. Because ఒక టాలెంట్ వల్ల ఇంకో టాలెంట్ కి రికగ్నిషన్ రావాలి. Maybe maybe Time Bond did not get as many, it didn't get even one tenth or 1/100th of the views of Madhuram. But if a guy who watched Madhuram comes here and sees another talent and he appreciates it, achieved. The platform has achieved what it's trying to achieve.
Agreed.
It's not the views, it's the appreciation that each guy gets for
The recognition
his
for the
that he's
effort.
put in. Yeah,
Yes.
that was the idea behind it. Lucky that Madhuram got so many views. No other film on our channel got so many views, but at least if it gets the extra, other films got the extra appreciation because of Madhuram. Yeah, iMovie Junction has achieved. Panindra has achieved what he has done through Madhuram, through Backspace, through all his work.
Yes.
But what is iMovie Junction doing? It has to get that extra appreciation for every short film it releases, and I believe it has achieved.
Brilliant. One thing I would like to point our listeners in your case is, because these days every Jack and Jill from the street is eager to start a YouTube channel, right? And the first things that comes to his mind is, how many subscribers, how many views, how many likes, how many comments, what will I achieve, what are the numbers? All right, this is the mentality today. All right, at the end of, I have never, in my college days, I literally don't remember a single YouTube video which will end with, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. I don't think that was a thing in my college days. It is, I think I have seen those things maybe in the past 5-6 years. All right, people have become this obsession. People have this obsession with numbers and achieving things straight away. All right, they don't understand that you do these things because you have this intention or this noble passion to start something. When, for example, when I started my podcast, there was the number one question that I got for my podcast is, what are you going to achieve? I'm like, I don't care what I achieve. I'm just doing because I'm curious to explore this platform and see where it goes.
Excellent.
I don't know where it goes. And I believe you started with that same intention. You never started with the intention that one day I'll get a short film like Madhuram that will give me 60 million views. That is not the intention you started with.
Never.
You would be equally happy the way you are now, even if you never had a million view video, right? It's just that
absolutely.
you started this channel for your satisfaction. And even if your short film will get one appreciation from somewhere, which recognizes the effort, that you will have achieved your goal, you would have achieved your satisfaction. But that is exactly the case with my podcast. But no, what will you achieve, how many subscribers, how many will you do this, what are your future plans? Oh my god, just stop.
That's also because there is too much of commerciality on YouTube. It's like, you are one dot in a million, and that one dot can't be pure because a million other are not like you. They all believe in numbers and everything.
Because if I'm an outsider, I see at Sashank the iMovie Junction, I would be like, Okay, Shashank started his YouTube channel with the intention to get max subscribers, max views, and he achieved it. So I will start a podcast, and I will get subscribers in a minute. I will get a million likes in a month, in a month or two, and that is the path, and that is my expectation. So that is what me as an outsider, a layman, will think when I look at your channel. What we don't understand is the success that you got is a happy accident of all your previous intentions, and the noble cause that you started for without any expectation,
Yeah,
right? the
absolutely.
genuinity and the honesty the genuinity and honesty of your intentions are reflected in the choices of the short films that are in your channel,
Yes, yes.
which happen to achieve which happen to be one of the famous ones. And even if they
Yeah.
were not famous, doesn't make you any less than any other short film channel.
No. See, I'm proud of every short film that we released, no matter how much recognition it got, because it is a talent. It is a skill of a team.
Hmm.
Maybe the team did not get enough recognition like other short film, but they had put that extra effort because they didn't have the intention of becoming famous. They had an intention of showcasing their talent or
Yeah,
learning through the
exactly.
short film making. Like you rightly said, like there was something that I would just point out in during, I'll say, prime time of iMovie Junction. I call it as a prime time of iMovie Junction. I used to have these arguments with a lot of short filmmakers that why do you want to start your own channel? The answer that I always got was, I'll start my own channel and I'll make money out of it. And I said, boss, you don't make money out of YouTube videos. You and that is not the way you think of a short film, because short film is a platform where you learn or showcase your talent to go into feature films. You're not making short films to stay here. If you're making short films to stay here, no, this is not for you, boss. This is not for you.
See, there are short film makers who make money as well, but is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
how they start? Is that they don't start like that? I mean, if people all these people who run behind getting all these recent YouTubers, right, who get run behind maximum subscribers, maximum likes. I mean, what they don't understand is to achieve success, even as a YouTuber, you need consistency, you need time, you have to do it constantly, and you have to
yeah, yeah.
repeat what you do. You can only do that when you truly love doing it.
Love what you're doing. Yeah,
And
yeah,
when you are truly loving what you're doing, you won't really care about the recognition, the numbers. I mean, you would care about the opinion and the criticism,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you won't run behind numbers, and you won't run behind likes and subscribers.
Absolutely.
You will just keep doing what you're doing, and one fine day you will get your break.
You will. Yeah, yeah. You
It
will.
may happen 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, um, but
I
they
mean,
look at
all the famous YouTubers of today who are called to all these YouTube meets and success meets and all these guys did not start it for likes, views, money, or anything. They started with a passion, which
exactly.
they kept continuing doing it, and suddenly at one point of time they got the recognition. And it is a process. It's
it
not
is
like
it is it is a
overnight.
it is a result of
Yeah,
constantly
there.
following their passion for a long time.
Yeah,
So those who are in the YouTubing business to get likes and subscribers, they won't last more than 2 3 months, because in 2 3 months they won't get any views, so they will give up. What they don't
yeah.
recognize is, which means they didn't love doing it in the first place. They were there for just for the numbers, right? So that is not how it works.
Yeah, see, one of the reasons why YouTube had to bring a new rule, which I'm sure you know, is you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 400,000 minutes of views to get even monetize your videos.
Oh,
Is a
okay.
YouTube rule that came about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Is because if every Tom, Dick, and Harry was creating a YouTube channel to make money out of it without an idea behind. The idea was to make money, nothing else. There was
Yeah.
no uniqueness behind their part. There was no passion behind their part. Only thing is, I'll upload a video, make money.
People
So
don't understand that there are some things that we can do without expecting profit, because be, just because we are doing it out of pure love and curiosity, and this attitude to explore, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You talk about I mean those were the days, as you say, those were the days which were pure, and you used to see pure YouTubing. All right, now it is all commercial. What in your perspective, what are the changes in the current YouTubing scene? I mean, there are many short film YouTube channels, and what are the changes from for the past 3 4 years? What has changed for good? What has changed for bad?
So I'll come with the bad first so that the good looks better later. So the bad is things haven't changed. Is we have this mentality, a herd mentality. Unfortunately, one thing clicks, everyone runs towards it without an idea behind it, without a thought behind it. Now people started making web series, or mini skits. I would say skits on YouTube, and now all these guys who became famous because of their videos, they call it what? Sorry, uh, wines.
Wines, BBQ
Yeah. So
wines.
yeah, so wine videos. He became famous, but they don't understand the effort that he had to put behind it for a long time before he became famous. AIB, they became famous, but they had to put a lot of effort before that. You name any big guys today,
Yeah,
they had to put a lot of effort behind it. Just because they're making money out of something, they don't know how these guys are making money. They're
right.
surely not making money out of YouTube only. They're making the collaborations through product placements and all that. That is where the actual money is. But
Yeah,
to get that, you need to have a right plan and right effort and right passion for it.
yep.
That, unfortunately, the herd never sees all that. They just, okay, I'll put my Vine videos, I'll put my TikTok videos, I'll become famous, I'll do this, I'll do that. That's it.
What?
Unfortunately, that hasn't changed.
Yeah, the herd will never
During short,
understand. Yeah, the
yeah,
herd will never
during,
understand that to reach
yeah,
somewhere you need consistency, and to achieve consistency you have to love what you do.
previously for YouTube it was short films, so everyone ran behind making short films to make money out of it. Then now it is wines and other videos. And what is it now? Now there is more than just wines. Now you just have to make vlogs. Vlogs is also a big thing now.
Yeah,
But all these guys who became famous never expected anything else. That is what these guys don't understand. So that's something that is still continuing. That's the bad. Good. uh, Now people have found ways of putting their passion forward in, in terms of, they have found platforms where they can explore their passion. It could be through podcasts, it could be through wines, it could be through blogs, it could be
TikTok.
anything. It's not their full-time thing. It became their full-time. Probably it's their full-time today, but the effort that they had to put, it was never their full-time. It was their passion.
Yep.
Okay. Like, I went to one of these YouTube meets where tech guru is one of the
Yes.
guys I met,
Yep.
and I love what he said. This is not my full time. He does it in the time he gets other than his business that he runs. And if the business takes a lot of time for him, he makes sure that at least he takes an hour, extra in a day. If he'll reduce that 1 hour from his sleep, but he wants his passion to be posted online.
Yep.
So he takes that effort of 1 hour to post a video online
Right.
only because of passion behind it.
Yep.
He never expected it to be this big. Today, if YouTube is calling him to a success meet in Australia, US, or anywhere, it's because of the amount of effort he's put in his passion.
Yep.
He still runs his business. He
He would
doesn't
have
make money out of this.
he would have never been successful if he had never loved what he did. That
Yeah.
is. Yep.
So all these guys have become successful, and they're able to explore their passion because of these platforms.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, that's one very good thing that is happening
Right. Um, I I want to bring your taste. So you have spoken about the change in the YouTubers. What did
right.
you observe in terms of the change of taste of the audience? For example, back in the day, there was no Netflix, there was no Amazon. There was very less chance of someone seeing the outside work. Do you think the audience have become smarter after the access of Netflix, Amazon, and
Yeah.
after having access to watch different smart films? Are they starting to expect better short films? Is or what is the good that has happened with the audience taste? What is the bad that has happened with the audience taste? In
Uh,
my feeling, in my opinion, the bad is that the attention span has gone down for audience. They
yeah.
have less time now.
Agreed.
The good thing is they are getting exposed to new smart content through Netflix and Amazon and so
Yeah.
other platforms.
Yeah.
What do you think the change in the audience taste
So
is?
if you take it from a little back before OTT,
Okay,
I mean, audience getting connected to online media started from YouTube itself. Okay, so
precisely.
YouTube is a base platform before OTT, and they got connected to everything, good, bad, ugly. And there are some videos we laugh about, but it will have million views, and
Yes.
you laugh about it because it's in a. I mean, you will think, why are people watching it? That's because people are just finding it different, unique, and that's
Yeah.
even today. Sometimes when my mom watches a particular YouTube video, I'll really laugh, and I'm like, "Why are you getting connected?" Because you should understand, they're a generation who have no
Mhm.
knowledge of the IT, and they
Yes.
are getting explored to this world of
Yes.
online media and all that stuff, and and they just keep forwarding whatever they like. They don't look at how the content is made, what's the content about, is it true or not. They don't look at. So that is how these videos are getting more. So yeah, YouTube is the main basis. Now if I talk about mm, good, bad, ugly, as you rightly said, time span of connecting to anything has reduced. That is why if you understand, a longer short film or indie film has got less views today compared to what it used to be, and shorter videos have got more reach. That is why vines are a thing today, skits are a thing today. The only long videos I see people watching are the stand-up comedy.
Yeah, because it will make them laugh every 5 seconds. So that is obvious.
Yeah. And yeah, podcast is another thing that I have seen recently, which is getting more coverage. Uh, so, but again, not every podcast will get the same coverage.
Definitely not
Like,
mine, but yeah.
no, maybe not today, but I'm sure with the passion that you have, it has a scope in the future. Only thing is you need to keep continuing.
Amen. I'll do my best.
So yeah, so yeah, time span reduced, too much knowledge, too much content. OTT came, Netflix came, Prime came. People were excited in initial stages. Today, there's so much content on OTT or YouTube. You won't watch it unless someone tells you. So that means the number of people who are watching a lot of these videos also has reduced.
You're very
Uh,
right about the content because there is so much content and you have only 24 hours in a day and you watch only you spend online on 3 4 hours. You won't spend 2 hours out of those 3 hours watching something single, right?
New,
So
you
something,
won't
yeah,
yeah, you won't experiment. Like, I'm talking about people who are not into passionately into all these things.
yeah.
They are into watching films, unique films and all that, but they're not passionately experimenting.
There is
So
no
some
there is
passionate
no
guy,
time. Yeah,
yeah, so some group of passionate people should watch it before they start spreading it among their friends, family, and everything.
right.
Say, watch this. So even I'm a passionate guy, I watch a lot of content. There's so much content today that there are things that might have missed because I'm watching some other unique content.
I was telling my friend the other day, if Corona lasts for next 20 25 years and no shootings happen, we still have enough content for the next
Yeah,
20
yeah,
25 years, and at the end of the 25th year there will still be something left.
yeah, yeah, there will surely be.
Yeah, that is the amount of content we're talking about. Now, what are the good things about the audience? We can go to that.
uh,
What has changed for good?
for audience, like I said, I was bored of watching the same thing in the theater in 2010-11. Now you have unique content, experimented content that is available on your fingertips. You don't have to go to the theater, easily accessible, and you get connected to you. accept those things.
Mm.
Maybe not in all languages again. That is one thing, but you will accept it. Second,
Mm.
people have started watching various language films.
Exactly. That is
So my
big.
point of movie itself is a language. Yeah, now you can see it. Now you can see it among a lot of people.
Oh my God, sir! I have watched Turkish movies, Iranian movies. I have watched recently. I watched a Russian movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm planning to watch an Arabic movie. I mean,
Okay.
this would have not been possible without the OTT that we have today. I cannot
Yeah,
even
yeah,
imagine.
exactly.
And right, I mean, movies shape your opinion so much. And you take Iran, right? You can't take country like Iran. We, the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Iran as an Islamic country, so there will be very censored movies, that this. But when you watch an Iranian movie,
Mm.
your entire perception of that country itself will change
Countries change.
in a
Yeah,
matter of.
exactly.
That is the power of a movie, and that's how it can shape your thinking about something, right? uh, that I believe.
Absolutely.
And I have a theory that after Geo came into existence, which made the internet very easy,
Mm.
audience have become smarter and they are expecting smarter movies from,
Mm.
especially from Telugu industry. They are not
Mm.
accepting the 4 5 5 song formula anymore. They are not being
Unfortunately, there is still audience there for that.
it is there, but I believe that number is shrinking. As
Yes, I won't say it is shrinking. The only
uh-huh,
thing is that, see, if you understand the movie, I'll talk only about Telugu industry. They
right,
have always segregated the audience in three parts. They call it
right.
Class A, Class B, Class C.
Hmm.
Class C never shrinks. Class B never shrinks. Class A never shrinks. All
Okay.
three never shrink. They keep
Okay.
increasing. Now, you can't expect. So, what is Class C is all your so-called people who are working in laborers, auto wala, rickshaw wala, all these people are segregated in Class C. Now these guys will always appreciate mass movies,
Yeah.
mass songs, mass, and so
Yes.
because that is where they find a relief in what they are already,
Yes.
the amount of effort there. So when I was traveling with one of my filmmaker friends, he was saying is simply is ఒక ఆటో వాడు నడిపి బండినంత రోజంతా నడిపి కష్టపడి వాడు రాత్రి పడుకునే ముందు పెగ్గేసి ఒక మాస్ మూవీ చూడాలి అని వెళ్తాడు థియేటర్ కి ఎంజాయ్ చేసి పడుకుంటాడు వెరీ వెల్
Yeah.
I that is so they will never shrink. They will never
Okay.
shrink. So that's what I believe. No one shrinks. Only thing
Hmm.
is that class A audience is these whom we segregate as the city audience or the audience who watch these smart movies and this.
IT audience.
Yeah. So class B audience have started to slowly shift towards class A as well. There's a mix now of class A
Hmm.
and class B.
Okay. I get it. I
So
get it.
yeah, so there is never a shrink. There is always an increase in any kind of a film.
Right.
అదేంటంటే there is never supply and demand ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుంది
Right.
తగ్గదు అది.
Now, let's move on to where you're going now. I mean, I don't iMovie Junction still exists, obviously,
Yes,
but
it
what
does.
is happening with it now? Where are you taking it? And apart from iMovie Junction, what else are you doing it? So, what else are you doing? Can you talk
So
about that? Yeah.
in 2014, I mean 13, 14. That is where I had one friend who joined me to help me out with iMovie Junction. Until then, it was a one-man army, like I said. uh, I think after Madhuram. Yeah, after Madhuram. I met him through a common friend who is a passionate actor. Now he's acting in uh, yeah, I think he's acted in two feature films and a couple of web series already. So I met him through that common friend, and the level at which we connected when it comes to passion for films and the way we watch films was at sync.
Okay.
I mean, though I've met so many filmmakers, I never had the same sync with them when it came to what the way we look at films. I mean, like I said, I am a guy who looks at it as an audience. That's it first. So this guy also, though his passion is to direct a feature film in future, the way he spoke about it was exactly like the way I think. So that is where we both connected. And then in 2015, 14, 13, 14. I don't remember the exact year. One feature film came to us asking us to promote their feature film. And it was because it was our first feature film. I did not want to make money out of it. I wanted to experiment on how we can promote it well. And you won't believe, no one was writing articles or posting anything in blogs about a film back then. And I experimented by doing that, also by creating a blog for the movie itself. um, Websites were always there, but no blog writing, no blogs. So I experimented that. I
Okay.
experimented sharing on Facebook. There was no Instagram then, so yeah,
Mm.
Twitter was one platform. So yeah, experiment JC నేర్చుకున్నాం. And because it was something that I learned, then after promoting that film, which unfortunately did not release properly because of some bad choices by the producers, and some cheating also done by distributors and all that, what we learned is, okay, we are I can now think of making iMovie Junction commercial in terms of making money out of promoting feature films. Short
Right.
films will still be the same way,
Right.
but now we can start making money out of this, what I have
Mm.
learned all through, by promoting feature films. So we made a plan. We promoted about 6 feature films till date, uh, out of which uh, five were Telugu and one was Kannada. The last one was the Kannada. Um, but again, what we did not connect to was, we were coming up with creative ideas of promoting it, not the typical release a poster, release a. We did an experiment with one of the feature films. I would say it was the first feature film on which officially we were on a silver screen. Our logo was came on a silver screen. The End by Rahul
Right.
Sankrityan.
Right.
So in that, what like, it was a horror flick.
I'm sorry. Rahul Sankrityan. What did he release exactly?
The End was his first feature film,
Right.
and
Right.
then
Right. Right.
the second one was with Vijay Devarkonda, uh, Taxi Wala. Taxi Wala.
Oh. Oh yes. I think he's on my Facebook. I think so. But
He
go on.
should be. He came through short films.
I think so. Yes,
I
because
met him through.
sir, I have, when I was on iMovie Junction, what I used to do is interesting film, interesting director, click, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. I think I have at least 20 to 30% of my Facebook friends from the iMovie Junction contacts. But sorry, go
That's
on,
nice
go
to
on,
know.
go on,
So
please.
yeah, with that horror flick, it was a suspense horror thriller. Basically, it was a mix of these three. Um, so what we did different was, with him is, we went to him and we explained him, we'll make a short video to promote
Hmm.
online. Uh, so I'll quickly explain the concept. It was, we will interview the director. He will explain a little about his team, and as soon as he's talking about the movie, there will be a disturbance in the camera,
Right,
and we'll say, sorry sir, I think there's a technical problem, let's restart. And then he starts talking about the team. And then as soon as he talks about the movie again there is a disturbance. And then we'll say sorry to him, and he's like, okay, that's okay, fine. And then we'll restart it. The third time, you get a noise disturbance, like disconnected. And at the end, it'll say the end, releasing soon at your nearest theaters. So it was not a complete interview. He doesn't talk anything. But the way we edited it, it was like, you get a disturbance in between, a
right,
shake, a noise. So that video itself will explain it's a horror.
right,
So this was one creative idea which he accepted because he was young, and a young director, and it was his first feature film, so he was ready with any new idea and all.
yeah,
And people really, not we did not I wouldn't say that video got many views, but whoever watched it really got connected to it. Then they were pinging me in person, asking me, when is this movie releasing, when is
right,
this movie releasing. So those were the kind of creative ideas we were coming with. Even with, if you talk about a romantic film, we had some idea, some new creative idea, how we can promote it and all that. The last Telugu film we promoted was Kundana Pupamma. So
Okay.
usually any promoters, they'll take interviews of the director and all these people after audio launch, before the release and all. What we did was we went to the audio launch. We took their interviews before they went onto the stage. We said, how are you feeling now? What is that? People get connected to that personal thing rather than we worked very hard for this film and all that. That's very common. We wanted to promote it in a different way. How are you feeling right now before going onto the stage? S.S. Rajamouli sir is going to come onto the stage. So what is that you're going to speak when he's on the
Right.
stage? So what's your exact feeling? Have you prepared? Do you have any script? This was the interview we did with the director, the three actors, and everyone. And they also loved it. People also loved what we did. Again, that being our last film was because um, and also they wanted to know how the movie was village background and all that. They wanted to know how we can market it in on ground, through on ground marketing, how we can promote village atmosphere. So we said, let's go to a mall, okay, and let's have a rickshaw which announces in villages, you know Kundana Bomma coming
Yeah.
soon. If they don't allow us to ride the rickshaw in the mall, let us keep it still. Let
Yeah.
us say, get a selfie on the stand with your kids and get this photo from online.
Yeah.
We gave them those ideas. Unfortunately, it did not work. I mean, it did not execute because, again, producers, timing of release and all that came
Mm.
into it. And then we felt that our creativity didn't have much scope in promoting feature films because they
Right.
were not really accepting, and there were already big names who
Yeah.
were promoting, and people don't play. I mean, they just waste creativity. They just believe in the same regular thing: release a poster, release a teaser, trailer,
Yeah.
um, take bites of big celebrities that the movie is coming, and that's it. That's all they believe in. We wanted to do more, even with that.
Hmm.
Even with celebrities, we were trying to experiment. With Kundaram Bomma, we did one experiment which I don't really remember exactly. Rajiv Kanagala, we took a bite of him, we took a bite of Sashank Kanagala, but we did it in a unique way. We didn't
Right.
want to do it in a regular way. And they also appreciated what we were doing, but unfortunately, it was not getting executed properly with the industry
Yeah.
mindset. So we thought, okay, this is not maybe the industry where we can really put our creativity to the max and also not a commercial platform.
Right.
So IMovie Junction still stayed the same for short films, feature films. Now we only promote when someone recommends us to someone or someone asks us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we don't go and knock anyone's
Right.
doors.
Right.
Um, yeah. So now, then 3 years ago, me and my friends started a company uh, because we were called by a startup and they interviewed us actually,
Okay.
and they wanted to know some quick creative ideas. And the way we quickly came with creative ideas, they really loved it. And then they said, why don't you collaborate with us? We said, okay, fine, that's very good. They're happy. And that's when we got introduced into startups or
Hmm.
you say businesses. And then we registered a company called Creackheads Private Limited. Now, many people pronounce it wrong, but we are okay with it because we wanted it to be unique. Uh, the idea of naming it was a struggle of 2 days, and this name came in like 1 second. So,
Precisely. Even my podcast name, it came in 1 second.
yeah,
Sollu Kaburz. I mean, it was so obvious,
yeah.
but yeah.
So we thought so many names, but we were not getting connected really to them. And one good name we got, a business name, I would say, a very good name we got. We could not register it with that name, but that name was Bridge Crafters. So the idea behind is we bridge you with your customer and we
Hmm.
craft your bridge according to
Bridgecraft.
the way you need it. Yeah,
I think I'll steal this name, sir.
yeah,
But
that's fine. You can you can't register it
yeah,
though.
I'm
We
just
could
joking.
not do it.
All right, just joking. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Creackheads name came. We call ourselves as creative guys, and we are really, we call ourselves as crackheads when it comes to creativity.
Yeah.
So the merge of creative
And
crackheads
cracks.
became Creackheads.
Creackheads. Okay.
That name got registered like that, and we today are doing digital marketing and marketing on-ground marketing for
Hmm.
approximately 10 to 15 customers of ours. Uh, most of them were restaurants till lockdown, till lockdown, which affected us. But like a limelight, we got many clients from overseas as well, where they wanted digital marketing, and they were
One
from
of the
different
clients
regions.
happens to be one of my podcast guests. Thanks to
Yeah,
you. One of the most eloquent, one of the most amazingly well spoken,
yeah, yeah,
who has the name as amazing itself. So
yeah.
amazing, so Amy, amazing. He's, ladies and gents, he is the client of Mr. Shashank. But yeah,
So
go on, sir.
I'm happy that we got connected to him, and we could help him. And he's a motivational speaker, and
Yeah,
we are happy that we are able to do whatever uh, to boost him more than what he already is. That's marketing.
yep,
Marketing is nothing but that. And unfortunately, the Indian market has got a very bad perception of marketing and sales. They think marketing is sales, marketing is, and we keep explaining a lot of our customers, marketing is not sales, but marketing is a boost to the sales. Whatever you create to sell easily is called marketing. So yeah, uh,
right,
again, I did not do my MBA. My partner didn't do his MBA, but we had knowledge, and we
right,
did read a lot. We did read a lot, and also our experience in working in different industries did help us, come up with good creative ideas for different businesses.
right.
And we spend a lot of time online learning. Even today, we learn a lot. We learn from different successful people, failure people, people who have failed. So it's never ending process of learning, no matter who you are, where you are. I'm sure that the biggest names you name, they will always say even that they're learning today. So I would say my knowledge is even not a drop in our ocean. So yeah, so the promotion part from short films now has come to businesses. We
Right.
promote businesses, we market them, we digital marketing, we come up with creative ideas of how to do it. Yeah, so that is where we are today.
And iMovie Junction is still there. It is still open. Its plate is still
Yeah, it
open
still exists.
for something
Yeah,
new,
we
something
still get
exciting.
submissions.
Yeah.
We do get around 20 short films submitted a month.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the last short film we selected was last year, sometime in October.
Whoa. What happened? I mean,
So
is there a specific reason?
yeah, see, like I'm sure everyone knows, there is everyone who has a mobile is making a short film without an
Yeah.
idea, without a passion. There's no passion behind it. So,
Right.
but again, now in this process, we found there's a second set of short film writers. They want to make films, but they don't have any guidance.
Right.
They don't have knowledge. They don't have skills, but they're making short films. Now, how you can't say no to those people because, but again, iMovie Junction is not a platform that will release uh, those short films because they might not be unique, they might not be different, but they're trying to learn. So that is where we created a second platform called UFO Promotions, which many people don't.
Okay. Yeah. I
Many people don't.
it's a news for me too. Yeah.
That also started many years ago, actually. I think
Right.
4 years ago or 5 years ago, it started UFO Promotions. That was a platform where we can promote these guys.
Okay.
Uh, and also we guide them. We do tell them what they can do better for the next film. What we tell them what they. So it's less of critiquing and more of teaching.
Have you increased your standards by any chance for your for your short film
For
channel?
iMovie Junction,
Yeah.
actually, we had to reduce it.
Okay. That is
Un-
that is
Unfortunately,
sad.
we had to reduce
That is
it.
sad. But sir,
uh,
I am very sure there is something unique on your way. And do you
we always
realize?
wait for that.
Yes, you just like you waited for a long time, and you don't mind waiting as long as you're waiting for something
Yeah, yeah,
quality, right?
yeah.
So I think that is a good note to end. We wait in hope for quality, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
always.
yeah, indeed, and that is the part I'd like to end right there, Mr. Shashank. It has been wonderful. It is like catching on
Thank you
with
for
an
having
old
me.
friend. It's like catching on with an old friend for the first time, and then just having a chat of a lifetime, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a treasure talking to you and learning a lot
Thank you.
from
Thank you.
your journey. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, from this podcast. I hope you have stayed on with us, whoever you are. I appreciate for staying on and putting on with our Sollu Kaburz. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.